So in today's video I'm going to be attempting to fix this rather shitty old stereo amplifier from, well, Teac. Turns out it's a rebrand of some other company, but yeah. The EEV blog, I've posted some videos, some pictures, and it was regarding to these two capacitors which are clustered. It's probably the best word. Now, having discussed on the forum, what I would like to do is to take these two regulators. I'm thinking just these two ceramic resistors and potentially mount them in here. But anyway, today, as in one of my previous videos, I ordered these capacitors, so I've got them here today. I'm about to put on my mask, and that's the type that I use. My hands have been cleaned before I... Anyway, I'll just pop this mask on. Now, my voice seems to come through still. Okay, so just get my hands dry. That's the last thing I want to do. Alright, so I'm going to be removing these two capacitors, and I'm going to be using the really cheap ass desoldering gun that I got from Jaycar. This thing, which you would have seen on the EEV blog as well. Didn't really want to buy this, but you know, whatever. So the first and important thing to do, make sure nobody plugs this thing in. You really don't want that. Second, we got to make note of the orientation of both of these capacitors. So I've got a bit of scrap paper here. Now what happened to that pen of mine? Oh, you're kidding. Well, oh, here it is. So we'll just draw a key of that. Well, that's probably not very good. 1, 2. So we've got negative up here, and we've got positive down here, and we've got negative here and positive up here, which is easy for us to follow. Now, you got a big problem, and that is, to get to this capacitor, we have to take off this whole panel thing, so we've got to fully disassemble it even more than what it currently is. See, if we turn over the back, and I'm careful not to damage that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Gotta love screws. If you're noticing it's a bit different in here, well, this is my workbench hidden away upstairs. That's put away separately. So we should have one of these capacitors sitting over about here, but the second one is underneath all this, which has just made life a little bit more difficult. So we've got to take note of these two screws here. Since we're not going to be lifting this out and taking it completely away, we just have to I have to make sure that I can get this plate off. But to do that, I've also got to take this off, undo this panel here, and then that should all just slide off. So to start with, what I'll do is undo this screw. So we got one, and we have two. So those two are undone. Now just flip this up, and I remembered I got to grab something. Never forget your toothbrush. Very important. Okay. So what screws can we get away without taking off? So these two are going to be to that heat sink. Have to come off. What about that third one? Okay, so that mounts this. Don't need to worry about it. These three, and I just sliced this glove open, but not my skin. One, two, three. So that's open. That's good. Now we've got to undo these four. And I'm really just trying to wing this, so. Actually, there's going to be 6 of these. Don't want to lose you. Okay, so we got all those off, and then next I'm going to remove these two. And I'm going to have 3. So hopefully that will expose my guess is these two, no, it's not 2. So we've got 2 here and we've got 2 here, and I'm guessing those are going to be the capacitors. So next thing we've got to check is to see if the circuit is live or energized. or if there's any power in it. So I have my voltmeter set to volts, and I'm coming up with millivolts. Over here, negative millivolts. Switch it over, a lot less negative millivolts. So just to be absolutely sure, grab a nice beefy ceramic resistor. And let's see what they say. That's a lot less millivolts. And that's a lot less millivolts. Okay. Now I'm going to set my desoldering station to about 350 degrees. But it's not turning on, so I don't have it plugged in. Whoop. And here's the power cable for this one. That's the only one that's not plugged in. So right now I'm also going to plug in my, turn on my fume extractor, which is this thing here. And 350. So just going to wait for that to heat up. Slot me back in there. Still only about 100 degrees Celsius. That should do it. It's more the soldering iron tip, the tip on this thing I'm concerned about. If it doesn't fit over those prongs, well, this has been a bit of a waste of time. Alright, we're at 300. There we go. Just a little bit of tinning. There we go. And bang. Well, I got lucky. It fits over it. Alright, so I like that one now. Alright, that should do it. So let's see if I can pull these out without causing too much damage. Whoop. Put this upside down. And there's one out. As you can see, they're relatively the same size, so, well, except for the pins, which are a lot smaller. And number 2. Oh, hey, and they're also orientated on the actual board itself. That's useful. Now, grab my isopropylene. You know, I think that might actually have just been glue. Okay, so let's take my capacitor, the first one. Thank you, RS, for shipping these out. It's nice with free shipping. So, I'm going to apply the negative side to this, and then I'm going to plug it in something like this. You know, these actually look a bit smaller in there. Huh, okay. Actually, what am I doing? Why do I still have that desoldering station on? Oh. I didn't suck up enough solder to... Oh well. That should do it. Turn my Hakko on. Yep, put those in the right direction. Man, this cable's getting all tangled up. There we go. Yep, you can still see quite clearly. And I just realised that's completely the wrong tip. Let's see if I got a replacement for that. Hello, you're pretty bored, aren't you? Man, this thing's been sitting around here for over a year. Oh well. I need something metal to stick this on. Oop. Hot, hot, hot. Okay. Whew, that is huge. Okay. This should be heated up. Let's give that a quick clean. Good dose of solder. Get it started. I know, not the best idea. I don't like that solder joint. So this is my poor ass attempt at soldering. Alright, and that's my poor ass attempt at, well, that would be my poor ass attempt at trying to replace the capacitors on this. So, I guess the only thing to do now is to reassemble it and find out whether or not I completely screwed it up or if it actually is going to work now. I didn't have to remove those two screws. Doy. Alright, so that's for the motherboard, the logic board. I need 4, which is these. One, two, I'll try to get this in with a shot. So basically I shouldn't have undone these 4 screws, which is unfortunate. Since they're not structural to the case, they just hold up the... Yeah. Oh look, and there's the fuse. Okay. So if that blows, I know where to go. Alright, these two... Those two are still intact. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, no, it's just 1, 2, 3. Alright, and I'm going to attach this one back to the chassis. And this good old rusty one, which I'll quick clean, but that did nothing. All right. And hopefully put all the screws back in properly. I should be able to test this just like this. Positive, positive. Okay, so that should be it. I will turn this back on before I give it a test, and just so people at home, anyone who's bothering to watch this, I'll be using this little beauty. Oop. No, it's still attached. This is called a dim bulb tester. So what will happen is that on the active line, comes in, goes out through here, through this light bulb. And if there's a short, say for instance in this should turn on, hopefully nothing will blow up. Anyway, I will get back to you all shortly. Okay, so recording again. I have my dim bulb tester plugged into the mains, which goes to here. I have my stereo amplifier here. Oh, that's gotten a bit dirty. Now I have these two, what are they? I think they're like 10 watt speakers. Where's that? There it is. 10 watt speakers, 8 ohms, and it's plugged into the speaker outlet like so, which it states at the bottom here. And I'll just lift her up. 8 to 16 ohms. Then the audio cable from here goes over and into the CD player where I have Savage Garden, thanks to my mother. She used to play that stuff all the time. Now I'm going to put in some earbuds to protect my ears from any potential catastrophic results, and I'm going to open my window to help release the pressure waves. So I have that turned on. And I want CD. There we go. Press play. And I'm not hearing anything. So those are fine. So it's good news that it didn't explode yet. So that is playing, and it's not working. Alright, so coming back to this, I have it up to a significant volume. Turn it on. I have it set to TV now. I was giving it a bit of a play with before. So when I turn it off, it takes a few moments and just dims down, so it means that those capacitors hopefully are doing what they're supposed to be doing, where before it would just flick straight off. This is still playing, and there is no audio coming through this. So my guess would be, what's in here? That should all be okay. Now, if you're wondering why I've got that set to TV VCR and not CD auxiliary, I changed the inputs on the back. Which means that it could be something to do with any of the circuitry or even the amplifier itself, that big thing. Yay. Just so you know though, if you're wondering. I was getting audio out of there before. I'm just going to stop this for a second again. So I don't exactly know what was going on, why it wasn't playing, but now that's playing, so I can stop it. But yeah, it means that I'm going to have to try to get the service manual for this thing now, which I don't have. Oh, and just so if anyone wonders, that's what that does. So yeah, this is rather disappointing. Oh well, get to figure it. Oh, this muck's just from some isopropylene I rubbed on here. Stuff makes a bit of a mess. Yeah. What a pain. Oh well. Turn it off for the last time. Oh, this was disappointing. But just in case if anyone wants to share, I'm going to put these away. These were working in the TV when I ripped them out. I mean, this thing obviously is working. But you know what? Let's just try the radio. Let's see if the radio does anything. I got a boom box. So let's see if I can get this thing to turn on. Just so anyone wondering, you know, mess of cables, but she's plugged in. Turn it down to a suitable level. Yep. So that's working. Just a dodgy power point on this thing. So yeah, this stereo is definitely outputting audio. This amplifier is just not doing its job. Fun. Oh. And with that, I'm going to end this video.
Later.